I want to show you a quick video of how to patch in the Artex pattern. This pattern is called a swirl, which is done with a stipple brush. Yeah, or you could even use a sponge with a polythene bag placed over. Yeah, I'm going to show you the pattern now, and then we're going to go through the steps to patch it up. I'm going to patch up this Artex pattern. A swirl done with a sponge or stipple brush. We've got a patch of water damage, and a new piece of plasterboard has been put into the area, and importantly any gaps around the new plasterboard is filled in to the level of the Artex ceiling, and all the filler is dried. So the next step now is to put a PVA sealer on the dry area before we apply the tape to tape up the crack, and then we texture it, because where the filler is being put onto the ceiling, it's dried, it's now become very porous. If we directly put texture or filler on top of this, it'll just dry in straight away and it won't adhere to the ceiling. So now we're going to mix up a PVA sealer bond of about 50-50 water, 50 PVA, and we're going to seal the area. I've scraped around the existing texture about 10 inches. There's the fresh texture. There's the area I scraped off all the way around, because we're going to use that to caulk new texture onto that part of the ceiling. So I'm going to seal or prime that area as well, this area right around. I painted all the porous sections where I scraped the Artex and where the filler has dried, all the porous sections. Right, let's take a closer look now. Yeah, you can see here, when my hand stops shaking, when it's all nice and shiny, that's what I sealed the ceiling. Yeah, sealed the area to be patched in. It's very important to let this sealer dry completely before you attempt any more texture. And then the next step then, we're going to tape up the crack. Yeah, so there's no crack showing once it's all completed. Right, the PVA sealer now has now dried, so we're able to commence with our next step. Our next step will be where the new plasterboard is joined onto the existing plasterboard next to the texture. There's obviously going to be a joint or a crack all the way around the perimeter. So what we're going to do now, we're going to apply scrim tape with using texture, thick texture as a compound to bed it in. We're going to apply scrim tape to bridge over the cracks. Yeah, this is the stuff. Scrim tape, sticky fibre tape, available in many DIY stores. Yeah, this is the stuff we're going to use. Also, we've mixed our texture up. When you mix texture up, you put the water in first, clean water, and then add the texture. Follow the recommended manufacturer's recommendations on the packaging and you can't go wrong. So as you can see, this texture now is of a very thick consistency. Yeah, that's ideal, that is, for using now for caulking, sorting out the cracks and joints. So we're going to use this now to deal with our joints and to deal with the joints basically. As we're going to use our scraper now to help us obviously fill the joints in, we're going to use another tool called a caulker. This caulker is an ideal tool for many DIY jobs. Okay, they're available on eBay. It's a sturdy plastic edge and a wooden handle. And we use a caulker and scrape it together in unison. We have a lumber texture. We lay it onto our caulker. Yeah. And this end we can bed up over the crack, or we can caulk out. Lay the compound directly in the centre of the joint, all the way across the crack. Take the fibre tape and just make sure it's covered in the crack. Make sure it's covered in the crack. And the way you cut the fibre tape is offer it to the ceiling. Lay the scraper flat on and just slice off the tape. Using the caulker, we have the thick stuff now. We can make good any of this area, so I'm going to lay the compound on. There we are. You can see the texture is chamfered into the plasterboard. There's no lip, yeah, so it's chamfered onto the plasterboard. There, where it's on the existing texture, you can see slight lips there. That's easy to overcome. If we kept this there and the texture dried, which we just placed on, you would actually show. So what we do with this is we get a small sponge or a soft paintbrush, and then we blend this into the existing pattern. Also, it seems to be all one level, but if you look closely here, it seems to be sticking out, protruding. So what I'm going to do is let this band of texture go off slightly, and then I'm going to refill just where the low points are to bring the whole ceiling into one level before we texture. Because I'm trying to get this level, where we put the first filler on and smooth it off, now we go wider than the last piece of filler. So you always go wider when you fill on top of it. So now, I've taken out that dip. There's a dip by here, dip by here. So now we need to go wider over here to compensate. So we just blend it into the ceiling, take away any steps of new texture off the old one, so it blends into the existing pattern. Because it will show underneath the pattern otherwise when it's all finished and dried. We don't want that. Right, so far this is what we're up against. You can see the patch is ready, almost ready to match the pattern back in. With this texture here that's still wet, as long as you allow it to go firm but not dry completely, there's no need to seal or prime the ceiling again. So we can lay texture compound directly onto this area here, and we can continue with the pattern then and commence with the pattern. Wet sponge. And then what we're going to do, I'm actually going to blend in, I'm going to just blend into the ceiling and take away any steps, any lips. By doing this, when we put the new pattern across this patch, it's not going to look obtrusive, it's going to blend in nice. Whenever you're patching in a texture pattern, it don't matter what pattern it is, it could be a comb pattern, a stipple, a swirl, a scroll, anything. The idea is, whatever consistency the texture was created to make the pattern in the first place, you always got to use the same consistency when you're matching or patching in a texture pattern. It'll be a breeze. So for instance, with this one we're doing here, this circle pattern done with a stipple brush or a sponge is classed as a wet pattern, whereas a comb texture with texturing comb tools is like a firmer pattern. It's the consistency of the texture to create the pattern is thicker. So I've come in to do this patch up today. I never done this existing ceiling in the first place, so I wasn't the texturer, but with a pattern, to create the same type of pattern so I can match in with the existing pattern, I've got to make the texture the same consistency as what the original texture practitioner done when he artexed the ceiling in the first place. I'm going to get my bucket of texture and I'm going to start thinning it down to try and create the same consistency so I can roll this texture onto the existing ceiling.
Yeah, we've had it over a week.
Oh wow.
You probably didn't think you would fix it.
So there we go. Lay the stuff on at a nice, about a quarter of an inch depth.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, about a quarter of an inch depth. Do a section at a time. Right, this is now ready for texturing, so we've got our stipple brush. What I'm going to do, I'm going to dab the stipple brush into the texture to prime it. And then just go over the existing pattern. So you're matching it into the pattern that was on there already. And commence and do the circles. As I say, with this one, it's quite a random pattern. There's no set pattern on this one. Keep going to the last piece to keep this wet edge, because we haven't got sealer or primer here, so it'll go off a little bit quicker. So make sure you put fresh texture across it to keep that edge going so it don't dry and create a lip. I'll show when the texture when it's finished. I'll do mine, I'll just pick mine.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Right, so this is what we're up against now. It's all completed, matched in. Let's take a closer look. As you can see, I've gone on to the existing texture in certain places just to create a nice blend. Some of the peaks on the fresh texture I've just done is a little bit more slightly peakier than the original texture, and the idea is once texture dries, because it's water-based compound, moisture is taken out of there and it shrinks back slightly. Also, when the person paints the ceiling, they're going to knock some of these little spikes off as well, so it's going to actually match in perfectly with this texture here that's already existing on the ceiling.